curse of the Black Jinn. In a remote village nestled deep within the ancient Anatolian forests, a young couple, Murat and Aylin, inherited an old family farmhouse from Murat's grandfather. Excited to escape the chaos of the city, they decided to move in, unaware of the dark history surrounding the land. The villagers, however, were not as enthusiastic. As they packed their belongings, an old neighbor warned them, "That house, it remembers. Some things should not be disturbed." The arrival. As they arrived at the house, an eerie silence settled over them. The gravel road leading to the property was overgrown with wild grass. The trees on either side gnarled and leaning inward as if whispering secrets to one another. The wind barely rustled the leaves, yet Aylin felt an unnatural chill creeping over her skin. The sky had turned an ominous shade of gray, casting long, distorted shadows over the land. The farmhouse loomed ahead, a forgotten relic of the past. Its wooden walls, once painted a warm shade of ochre, were now faded and cracked, eaten away by time and neglect. The windows, dark and hollow, seemed to watch them, reflecting nothing but the deepening dusk. The front door, massive and heavy, bore deep scratches near its base, as if something had once tried to claw its way inside or out. A thick layer of dust coated the porch, and a broken lantern hung from a rusted chain, swaying slightly despite the still air. As soon as Aylin stepped through the threshold, the air inside shifted. It was heavier, almost suffocating, carrying the scent of damp earth and something far more putrid, a faint, decayed sweetness like rotting fruit left to fester. The temperature inside was noticeably colder than outside, making her shudder despite the warm evening air. Murat, ever the pragmatist, brushed it off as a draft from old floorboards. "We'll air it out," he said, forcing a smile. But Aylin felt it in her bones. This house was not empty. As they moved through the rooms, dust swirled in their wake, disturbed after years of stillness. The furniture, covered in white sheets, looked like ghostly figures frozen in time. Aylin reached for one and pulled it back, revealing an antique wooden rocking chair. The moment the sheet fell away, the chair creaked, rocking forward slightly, then stopping. She froze. Her heart pounded as an unshakable sense of unease crept over her. Murat laughed nervously. Probably the floor settling. But Aylin wasn't convinced. She could feel something watching them. And then she noticed it, the cellar door slightly ajar at the back of the kitchen. A darkness deeper than shadow pooled beneath it, and for a moment she swore she saw movement. A flicker. A shifting shape just beyond the threshold. She quickly turned away, telling herself it was just her imagination. That night, as they lay in bed, Aylin could not shake the feeling that the house was listening. The whispers returned, soft, almost melodic murmurs, like someone speaking just beyond the range of understanding. Murat told her it was just the wind, but deep down he too felt something was not right. The forbidden cellar. Murat's curiosity got the better of him. Ignoring Aylin's growing unease, he insisted on investigating the cellar. The entrance was hidden beneath an old, tattered rug in the kitchen, its edges frayed as if something had been trying to lift it from below. As they pulled it back, they found a rusted trapdoor, its wooden surface weathered and carved with strange symbols. The symbols were unlike anything they had seen before, twisted, interwoven lines that seemed almost alive, pulsing faintly under the dim kitchen light. When Murat pried it open, an immediate gust of frigid air rushed upward, carrying the stench of mildew, decay, and something deeper, something ancient. Aylin recoiled, her stomach twisting at the foulness of it. The cellar stairs descended into utter darkness. Murat clicked on his flashlight, but the beam flickered weakly, struggling against the thick, almost liquid-like blackness below. With each step down, the air grew heavier, pressing against their chests as if the very walls were closing in on them. The cellar was far larger than they had expected. The walls were lined with shelves, each filled with glass jars containing murky liquids and indistinguishable objects floating within. Some looked like animal bones, others were too warped to identify. The floor was covered in a thin layer of dust, except for a singular path leading deeper into the room, as if something had been walking there recently. At the very center stood a small wooden box wrapped in thick, rusted chains. The box was old, its wood blackened with age, the chains wound so tightly around it that the metal had bitten deep into the surface. Wax seals, cracked and peeling, had once secured the lid. Now only a few fragments remained, as if time, or something else, had been working to undo the barrier. The moment Murat touched it, the house above groaned, a deep, guttural vibration reverberating through the walls. Aylin clutched his arm, her breath coming in short gasps. "Murat, let's go. Now." But Murat was transfixed. His fingers trembled as he slowly unwrapped the chains, each link falling away with an unsettling clatter. With one swift motion he lifted the lid. Inside lay a dark stone amulet wrapped in decayed cloth. The fabric crumbled at his touch, revealing symbols etched into the stone's surface, symbols that matched the ones carved into the trapdoor. A surge of icy air rushed past them, extinguishing the flashlight's beam for a moment. Then they heard it. A whisper, low and rasping, curling through the darkness like smoke. It did not speak in any language they understood, yet it wormed its way into their minds, cold fingers dragging along the edges of their sanity. Aylin swore she saw a shape move in the shadows, a figure impossibly tall and thin, with elongated fingers stretching toward them. The walls pulsed, the darkness thickening as a sound, low and guttural, echoed from the depths of the cellar. Something had woken. Something had been waiting. The house remains abandoned, its windows dark and hollow. Sometimes, on a moonless night, villagers claim to hear whispers drifting through the trees, Aylin's voice calling for help. Others say they see a gaunt figure in the attic window, watching, waiting. The cellar door remains locked. But the Jinn is never truly gone. It waits, patient and hungry, for the next soul foolish enough to enter.